Welcome to the city of Frost and Fire. Discover the authentic stories of the extraordinary people that define our north of normal metro. I'm Conrad Fargo, and this is the Fargo Five. We've got Dr. Joe Deutsch, who is the Sylvester J. Fox with Below Zero Wrestler. He's been a managerial extraordinaire for 27 years. Hello, Joe.
How you doing?
So we talk about the fun things going on, and we've got something coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
For only $5. I mean, that's pretty down affordable. Why don't you tell us all about it?
Yeah. So Saturday evening, Below Zero Wrestling is at the Lights here in Fargo. Or West Fargo, actually. If you're familiar or not familiar with the Lights, it's on 32nd Avenue in Cheyenne, and it's the bar down is there, and it's just a really neat amphitheater in the middle of a really big, huge, cool bar. There's another bar on the other side. There's condos above it. Anyway, so it's a really neat venue. It's outdoor venue, but at the same time, you don't feel like you're outdoors because you're encircled with building. And so the show is actually going to be starting at 7 o'clock. Tickets are only $4.99. So you can get those. And we actually are going to have a former WWF champion.
Whoa.
Jack Swagger.
Whoa.
He was the WWF champion as Jack Swagger, and he's currently on AEW, which is running on television currently on TBS TNT as Jake Hager, and he ironically is originally born in Fargo. Yeah, and just they moved away as soon as he was born.
Yeah, wow.
But he's got cousins and everything here in town, so they're coming. He's coming in and going to make a family reunion out of it, and it's gonna be a great show. We're gonna have a lot of title matches. My guy, Mr. Incredible, is going to be wrestling for the Subzero Championship belt, which is kind of like the Intercontinental Championship of the WWF, if that makes sense. I got my other wrestler, TLC, Tommy Lee Curtis.
Okay.
He's coming in. He's going to be wrestling.
I know that name. Why do I know that name?
Tommy Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Well, you're thinking of Tommy Lee from Motley Crue.
Oh, okay.
Pamela Anderson's
yeah,
old friend.
yeah. There you go. That's why I know that name. But you add a Curtis to the end of it, and it's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
This isn't okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want to talk about Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee.
Don't we?
This is a family-friendly show.
Okay, you're right.
Fargo.
All right. Okay. All right. Keep going.
So anyway, we're going to have a show. I'm also doing getting back to what you're saying, I'm also doing a manager seminar from 10 a.m. to noon.
On that day. So for the first time I've done one here in Fargo. So for only $20, you can come and spend 2 hours. You get to get up into the ring. You get to see how I go about doing things. You get to hear how my entire day goes from when I arrive at the show to what the information I get about what has to happen, and then what I do with the wrestlers to make the whole show work. You get to, just like we were talking about with the last segment, where I was like, "How do people become Joe Deutsch?" This is it.
This is it.
You do the seminar.
Day. All you got to do
is
message Below Zero Wrestling.
Okay.
And tell them you're interested in coming. It's at the Lights. Cool. The ring will be set up on Friday night, actually. So. We have the whole day with the ring, and so I'll answer questions about anything, and just kind of paint the picture and give people an opportunity to really pull back the curtain a little bit and get a chance to see how it all really works. So, and then, like I said, the show's from about 7 to 9. It's at the Lights. We have never done an outdoor show like that before, but again, these are bigger, badder venues we've never been in before.
What are we going to do if the weather doesn't?
To your point, is Nick just walked in and said, "Hey, this is professional wrestling. Let's do this." And he's really changed the stigma of professional wrestling from dirty and grimy and gross to family friendly and whatever. I mean, one of the basic premises of the base core value of Below Zero Wrestling is it's a family-friendly event. So, yeah, we have good versus evil, and we have power struggles and whatever, but we don't have any, language that is inappropriate for kids to hear, any of that sort of stuff. So.
What are you guys going to do if the weather doesn't cooperate since it's outside?
You
or
know,
is there
we jokingly say don't talk about that. If you're familiar, we had a show at the Fargo Brewing outdoors last year about this time in the fall.
Well, last month you had it in the lakes, right? You had that
Yeah.
lakes thing. You've been doing outdoor stuff.
But the show we had back in September, we had X-Pac from D-Generation X, which wrestling fans would know.
Yes,
he was the one that did this one.
With this? Yeah.
And
My little brother watched it. I know, but so I watched him watch it occasionally.
Yes. So X-Pac was here, whatever. We got torrential downpouring, and so we had to jam the ring and everybody into the small little concert venue that was at Fargo Brewing. And so we did. The joke is we don't talk about rain, but I have looked at the forecast and there is zero rain.
Zero. That's great.
Right around there in the
Below
weekend
zero.
so far. So fingers crossed that it stays like that.
That's great. So I want to paint the picture at the lights. So the lights back when you were back in 1996, that was just out there. That was just a big farm field. That's for a long time. Even I remember delivering pizzas out there 20 years ago.
That was a farm field in 2000s.
Yeah, I know. 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And there was just like one or two houses out there. Now the lights is this big giant venue. Like you said, it's a bunch of office buildings all circled around. It's got lots of parking. You come there. So you can go in and out. It's almost like a mall, right? Because there's all these commercial things going on. Yep. So how is it that you're able to charge an entry fee since it's kind of you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you get out? How do you not get out there? I guess
I don't know how to describe. I mean, it's like a big square, but the entire inside perimeter is field turfed, and there's a stage in there, or whatever. And so to get out of those businesses and out into that area, there's only one or two entrance points.
So from the businesses, you could probably see it going on.
Yes,
but you just probably won't get a very good view of it.
Yeah, and everybody who lives in
I was going to say people live there too, right? So the lights is interesting.
Theoretically, getting a free show
right out of there. That would be wild to just kind of hang out of your window and watch wrestling going on.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's really going to be neat.
But yeah, but then you're participating in the drinks down there. You can get.
But again, if you lived there, you'd just be drinking at home and hanging out. Man, I want to live there now. That sounds really cool.
I've heard it's the price tag's somewhat steep. So maybe that's part of the caveat of the deal.
When and they all rent, right? So you can't own. So you got to be a renter to live there. Talk about paying for the experience. Holy buckets.
Yeah.
And now they're doing something similar to that over on University, right? Near the Dwayne's. Have you heard much about that? I haven't, actually.
No, I don't know.
I think they're putting together something like the lights over there on University. So, really interesting the way the city's developing, the way things are going. Well, one more time, why don't you tell us how do we find the event, when and where is it, and then we'll move on to our next segment.
So, the event is this Saturday afternoon, evening. So like I said, the manager seminars from 10 to 12. If you're interested in that, you reach out to Below Zero Wrestling and you and just tell them you'd like to come, and it's only $20 to be a part of it, and you get to pull back the curtain and get in the ring and get the full-on experience. But then doors open at 6 o'clock that evening, and we have the full-on show. We have wrestlers from North Dakota, we have wrestlers from South Dakota, we have wrestlers from Nebraska, we have wrestlers from the cities, we got wrestlers coming in from all over the upper Midwest. And it's going to be our biggest show ever, and so we're super excited. Again, we have a former WWF champion coming in, current AEW wrestler, Jake Hager, formerly known as Jack Swagger. And so it's supposed to be a great time, and we hope everybody comes out. And
just go to Facebook, or how do we find it? Go to Facebook and type in Below Zero Wrestling?
Below Zero Wrestling, and you'll easily be able to find all the information.
Awesome. We'll come back with Fargo Fresh, so don't go nowhere.